Thank you for tuning into Radicards.com, and I'm your host, Patrick Reno. And today we're going to be talking about some cards I picked up at the card shop, local card shop, over the last couple of weeks. So, if you have a card shop in your town, I'd encourage you to go and patronize the card shop and maybe make a purchase. Card shops need people to frequent them and to stay in business, essentially. So I'm a huge advocate of the card shops. I know that they've struggled over the last, since the onset of online buying in the mid to late 90s. So just go and shop at your local card shop if you have one. Anyway, I want to go over some purchases that I've acquired here, and we'll just get straight into it here. So we'll start it off with the 2012 Bowman Prospects Bryce Harper. Now, this is an interesting card because Bryce Harper's first professional year was in fact 2012, even though he had appeared on various products as far back as 2009 with Upper Deck USA stuff, and then in 2010 he was in USA baseball stuff from Bowman Chrome. 2011 he was in Bowman Chrome, and in 2012 he's in a variety of products, obviously, because that was his first professional year. Interesting thing about this card is that in the prize guides it's not listed as a rookie card, but 2012 Bowman Prospects, which is what this is. But in 2012 Bowman Chrome, that set, his card in that set is listed as a rookie card. Very peculiar. So this technically would qualify as a rookie card because it is in 2012, his first professional year. I grabbed this in a bargain box, and I just figured, it's an inexpensive example. These are very affordable, but I don't have really any representation in my collection outside of the one 2010 Bowman Chrome Prospects 18 USA Baseball Refractor. I've got that. I pulled that, submitted to BGS, came back at BGS 9. Great card to have. But this is my second Bryce Harper card, and I'm a big fan of rookie cards, so I try to get them when I can, but I'm very particular, as you know. So this knowing that it was an inexpensive, very affordable example, it definitely fits into my rookie card collection. So here you have it, the 2012 Bowman Prospects Bryce Harper rookie card that unfortunately does not hold that designation in price guides, but I qualify it as a rookie card. This is 2002 Bowman Chrome Zack Greinke rookie card. Great card to have. I discovered this guy probably in 08, maybe 09. Gentleman that had a card shop here in the past. He had a cool bid board that would close on Saturdays. People would kind of hover at 3 p.m. when it would close. And I remember not bidding on this card, but seeing it, and then somebody in the shop that day when this card was listed on the bid board, Zack Greinke was being covered on the TV at Sports Center or something at that time, and the guy noticed it, that patron, that gentleman, that customer, and then he placed a bid for this card on the bid board, and the owner was like, man, some people are interesting when they hear about a player and then they immediately buy the card associated with that player. I was like, well, that's the market, man. That's how it works. But I was really have that that memory of this particular card, and I remember when it was sold, I was like, well, maybe I should have gotten that card. So I never really sought this card out because I acquired the I think it was 2002 Upper Deck Prospect Premier's auto of his PSA 10 for $30 when he got injured, and so I was happy to have that. So when I acquired that, it sort of like antiquated my interest in acquiring this Bowman Chrome card, but I found this in another bargain box, and I was like, well, heck, this is a good memory. It's a good card to have. It's still a rookie. It's a rookie. Maybe in some ways more desirable, depending if it's like, it's a gold refractor version of this card. It's a very desirable card to have. But I was glad to get the base chrome into my rookies collection. Just a good card to have. This is the 2002 Bowman Chrome Zack Greinke rookie card. Let's see what else I can show you here will kind of make this a little bit of a theme. So this is, gosh, I guess this would be like 96, maybe 97, just minors. This is the Marcus Giles auto. Serial number to 100. It's hand numbered on the back. You know, I followed Brian Giles in '97 a little bit because his cards were listed in the price guide, and I was like, well, I guess I'll see if I can get a card of his or maybe two. And then I found out about Marcus Giles. It's funny, like I wasn't reading this card when I bought it. I saw Giles and I was like, oh, Brian Giles. But I'm looking at it now, it's Marcus Giles. Not that it matters. This will go into my autographed card collection, which is very small and modest. But this is a nice little ad. Cool thing about this card too is that the back is actually hand numbered to 100. Now the Just Minors brand in sports cards is wide, and it's extended a lot of layers there, a lot of different parallels, glossy fronts, different colored gold, silver, different print runs. I mean, it's kind of exhausting. But I actually got into these cards in the mid to late 90s, about 96, 97, 98, right in there. I mean, maybe as far back as 95 too. I remember going to I think it was at Walmart, and they had the Christmas packages with the big, it was like a candy cane, a big plastic candy cane. It was a tube, and in it were baseball cards, packs and singles and whatever. And I remember getting the Richie Sexson card in this same product. I think it was Just Minors. I think it was Just Minors. I don't think it was a classic card. Whatever the case, it was a card like this that showcased a minor league player that was up and coming, a prospect. And I remember being really excited about getting the autographed card. I was like, wow, this is an autographed card. It was one of my first autographed cards. Not my first, but it's certainly one of those earlier autographed cards, especially that wasn't an in-person thing. It was like an actual, you know, officially released through market type of an autograph. So cool stuff. This is the I believe this is 97. I don't know, some it's probably like late 90s Marcus Giles Just Minors auto number to 100. Kind of a nice card to have. Let's see here. So this is the 1989 CMC Ramon Martinez in-person autograph. This gentleman played for the Dukes in 88 and 89, which at the time was AAA for the Dodgers. The Dukes are Albuquerque team. They're now called the Isotopes, much like the team that we find on The Simpsons. And I remember Ramon Martinez being a big prospect in '89, especially an '89 Upper Deck rookie card was a big one to have back in '89. His career didn't amount to too much, but his brother Pedro had certainly made a name for himself and is now a Hall of Famer. I look at back in his old Ramon Martinez cards, and they remind me of my youth, those early years of collecting. Because I started in '88, and so I was in that time with like Greg Jeffries and Matt Noakes and Ramon Martinez, Ben McDonald, Todd Van Poppel. These guys were, these names were big ones back then. Mike Greenwell was another one that was big at the time. So cool stuff. This is the 1989 CMC in-person autograph, Ramon Martinez. All right, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so this is cool. This is the 2002 Upper Deck MVP Gold, number to 25, Albert Pujols. This card is condition sensitive, as you can tell. Black borders to the edge. Always going to have a problem with nicks and dings and all this other stuff. So this card's not in the greatest shape. It was actually found in a top loader without a penny sleeve. So I, obviously I had to free it from the top loader, get it on penny sleeve, and I'll just go into a box, much like everything else here. This is the number to 25 gold parallel. I don't see these too frequently. There's another parallel of these with a higher print run that are also rare. So I just don't see these too frequently, but I was glad to find this in a box. I was like, hey, that's cool, Albert Pujols, second year. I mean, Albert Pujols is such an incredible player. I look at his stats frequently, about once a year, and every time I see them, I'm just floored by his accomplishments. I'm just completely floored by his accomplishments. And he'll certainly make, in my opinion, he'll be a first ballot, no questions asked, Hall of Famer. One of the most productive players of our era. So this is a great, I think it's just a cool card to have. I don't really have much Albert Pujols. I think this is probably maybe one of the only ones I own that I actually want to keep. You know, it's just, I have very few of his cards. This is just one of those ones I think is a great card to have. So this is the 2002 Upper Deck MVP Gold, number 25, Albert Pujols. Alright, this is the 94 Upper Deck SP Hollow View Red. It's the die cut version of the Hollow Views. All the reds are die cut. It's kind of redundant to say it's die cut red because all the reds are die cut. You could just say it's the Hollow View die cut or the Hollow View red. Kind of an interesting blunder in the market, but it's not a bad thing. It's just, I find it's sort of a redundancy. Kind of like when people say, in 1995 Bowman's Best, there are blue strips on the backgrounds that denote rookies or prospects, and there are red strips in the background to denote veterans. People say sometimes it's a red refractor. I was like, no, it's just the refractor. There's not a parallel of the color. It's just the base card just has the same red strip, and the refractor has the same red strip, so it's just a refractor. Same blunder happens in 94 Bowman's Best. People say it's a red refractor. I was like, no, it's just the refractor. Some of the set is red for the veterans, and some of the set is blue for the prospects, the blue chip guys. I get it. So this is the 94 SP Hollow View Red, the Ramon Martinez. I pick these up when I can find them on the cheap. I don't actively pursue them. I just think they're great looking cards. A lot of interesting story behind them. As a Frank Thomas collector, you know, a lot of us Frank Thomas guys wish to have had Frank Thomas showcased in the set because it's such a great one. But he had contracts with other companies, so he wasn't unable to accommodate the interest in the market to have him input in the set back then because of his contract. So great set to have. You know, big cards in the set: Michael Jordan, Ken Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez obviously is the big one in the set. Cecil Fielder, for some reason, is a very tough card to pull in this set. I've heard that people that put together a set, Cecil Fielder is the one that you know, it's the last one they get. This is just, for some reason, a strangely difficult card to find. This being the Ramon Martinez, I knew I didn't have it, so I just grabbed it. And it's great. I just like the design. I like the die cut during this era. Just a classic, over the top, you know, little crescent top edge like that. I like that. It's very simple. I can remember back in 94, 95 when die cuts were starting to become more popular, and you know, pulling a die cut anything out of a pack, you always knew you had something good. You know, it was like, oh, it's a rare parallel, or as a star player, whatever it was an insert. SP Hollow View Reds were popular because they were the parallel of the blues, and the blues were already hard to pull. So the reds being even harder to pull, and with, you know, such a flagship roster that makes up this 38 card set, it's just a great one to have. You know, great cards to have, great parallels to own, and they're beautiful. The hologram in the background, the player photo. It's just an awesome set. So this is the 1994 SP Hollow View Red Ramon Martinez. Alright, what else can I show you here? I'll just get into some rookie cards. Classic here. Who doesn't love Gwynn rookies? This is the 1983 Donruss Gwynn rookie. Now, you know, if you notice by his nose there's a little print defect. I have not seen a version of this card without that print defect. I think they all have them. I don't know though, I just haven't seen one without. And I have a bunch of these, and this is just, you know, another one. Obviously off-centered, but, you know, Gwynn is I always said if I wasn't collecting Thomas, I'd be probably collecting a guy like Tony Gwynn. If I wasn't collecting Griffey, obviously, because in the 90s I collected Thomas and Griffey nearly equally, but I always collected Thomas a little bit more. And so if I wasn't collecting Griffey, if I'm not collecting Thomas, I think I'd be maybe collecting Tony Gwynn. One of the greatest hitters that we've ever had. His career average is well above 300, so I always liked Tony Gwynn. I think he passed away too early. He's just a great guy. and just an awesome baseball player. And I love getting his rookie cards. I think they're great cards to have. And they're very affordable because they printed the heck out of them. So this is the 1983 Donruss Tony Gwynn rookie card. Yes. 91 Bowman, Chipper Jones. Very fitting since he just got into the Hall of Fame this year, 2018. He's part of the 2018 Baseball Hall of Fame class. And you know, I bought some 91 Bowman in 91, not a lot. I bought more Score and Upper Deck in 91, and Studio, maybe some Fleer and Fleer Ultra. Bought those products too. Bought very little Bowman. And in fact, it was only last year that I acquired my first example of this 1991 Bowman Chipper Jones rookie card. I've since picked up a few other copies, but because they're available, they printed a lot of 91 Bowman. It's out there. This is one of his better cards to get in a PSA 10. That's a slightly more desirable example. Obviously, his Topps Desert Shield and Tiffany's and Minis, those are going to be the big ones. But if you're not going super high dollar and you want to spend, you know, some good amount of money that's still in the affordable bracket, PSA 10 Bowman of this, or PSA 10 91 Bowman Chipper Jones rookie is one of the ones that you should look for. Great card to have. They're available. They're very available. So if you collect rookie cards, this is certainly one you want to get into your collection, just because it's a classic shot of a young Chipper Jones. What I like about Chipper Jones, a lot of things. I think he's a great player, great hitter. He's one of those rare guys that stayed with the same team his whole career. Tony Gwynn was another one of those guys. He was with the Padres the whole time. Cal Ripken with the Orioles the whole time. You know, Derek Jeter, the Yankees the whole time. Chipper Jones, the Atlanta Braves the whole time. So this is a rare occurrence. It's just one of those things that, you know, these guys become captains of their team. You know, they're so well ingrained into what they do in their craft. They're so good. It would be in the organization's best interest to hang on to them at whatever cost. So this is the 1991 Bowman Chipper Jones rookie card. $1994 Sportflix rookie traded update thing. This is the Alex Rodriguez rookie. This card's great. I really like Sportflix from this era. I like the line matrix pattern on these cards, and you manipulate them with the light source. You can see a different image. I always thought that was a very forward approach to the design. Now this is just the base, right? Great card to have. There is an artist-proof version of this card that's highly desirable. It's not rare because we have online marketplace, but it's very desirable to have. You know, the artist proof is one of those better A-Rod rookie cards to have. There are a few that are not in the mainstream spotlight, but they're so much more valuable than the ones in the mainstream spotlight. Like the SP die cut's a classic, but you know, the rookie Score call-up redemption, that's like his biggest rookie card. And then you've got the artist-proof version of this. There's also a 94 Leaf Limited Rookie Phantoms card. That's a good card to have as well. These cards are qualified as, I think, the upper echelon of A-Rod rookie cards. Granted, if you get the SP in like a PSA 10, that's going to trump a lot of this stuff, because those foil borders are going to hurt the grading process, because they always chip. They're susceptible to chipping. It's a condition-sensitive set. That aside, I really like this A-Rod card from 94, the Sportflix rookie update, or rookie traded, whatever you want to call it. Alex Rodriguez is, I mean, love him or hate him, he's just a couple home runs short of 700 home runs. You know, it's very rare to get to that high. Even in the 600, it's just something you don't see all the time. So really cool card to have. I don't see this one that frequently when I'm out. In fact, this is probably the rarest of the mainstream ones. that I see when I'm out in the wild shopping, like at shops and shows and stuff. I just don't see this one very frequently. I see the upper deck ones more than anything. They're everywhere. But the Sportflix is just a little bit rarer than the other ones. So cool stuff. This is the 1994 Sportflix Rookie Update Alex Rodriguez rookie card. All right. Who doesn't love this? 1982 Donruss Cal Ripken rookie card. Big fan of this card. When I was really young, got into cards. Ripken rookies were just, they seemed so far out of reach for me. They were expensive. They were desirable. You know, he was always just one of the fan favorites. You know, one of those guys, like I said earlier, that stayed with his team the whole time. He was with the Orioles his entire career. Cal Ripken is an important figure in baseball, not just because he was an awesome shortstop, but because he, in some ways, should be credited, can be credited for boosting the morale in baseball again after the morale crippling strike of 1995. Because of his Ripken Gehrig 2-1-3-1 consecutive game streak that he accomplished in 1995, which immediately preceded the strike. Something that just happened, and it, you know, coincidentally, we needed something like that to happen immediately after the strike to keep people paying for tickets to, you know, sit in the stands and watch baseball. And to follow up with that is the Bonds and Sosa home run race of 1998 also additionally helped keep baseball relevant in our country. So I credit these guys for these things. Yeah, you might not like McGwire and Sosa, but I do because of that, because they kept baseball relevant and exciting. And the same reason why I like Barry Bonds. You know, he kept baseball exciting despite whatever you might think about Barry Bonds. You know, in 2003 when he was hitting crazy home runs, it was an exciting thing to watch. So Ripken's just one of those guys that helped keep baseball relevant in America after the strike. So this is the classic 1982 Donruss Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card. This last one here is, so this is cool. Jason Kidd, some of you might have followed him. I followed him back in 94 and 95 when he was coming onto the scene. And he was a big prospect. You know, he's a big rookie. He was one of those guys that came up and people talked about. You know, Grant Hill was another one of those guys. Stephon Marbury. Tracy McGrady came later, but you know, he was one of those guys that just fall in the category of just super huge touted prospects. Jason Kidd is you know, I still pick up his stuff from time to time because it reminds me of my youth. He's not unlike these other baseball players that you know, they remind me of growing up. Jason Kidd's in a lot of ways in that category. Shaquille O'Neal's another one of those guys that reminds me of growing up. Just very much in those years, you know, from 92 to 97, right in there. So this is the 1994-95 Upper Deck Special Edition Gold version of Jason Kidd's rookie card. It's a very cool card to have. I actually was unfamiliar with this product. I didn't buy any of it. In fact, this is my only one right now. This is the first one I've ever owned of this from the set. But baseball has a similar set from 95. They did the 95 Upper Deck SP Gold Edition. And when they came out, they were hugely valuable. The market softened quite a bit on this stuff, but I still really like it. It's very classic design, simple. Just very, very simple design with the foil finish on there like that. I don't know, I'd have to research insertion ratios on the golds for basketball, but I can't imagine they're that much dissimilar from baseball. So this is a really cool card to have, the Jason Kidd 1994-95 Upper Deck Special Edition Gold version. It's a rookie card. So there you have it. Those are my acquisitions from the last 2 weeks at the card shop. You know, the gentleman that works here is very nice. I was happy to sit down and just chat with him. He's a very cool guy. So it's nice to go and frequent the card shop. Like I said earlier, if you have one in your town, make it a point to maybe make a visit, maybe make a purchase to keep card shops relevant in the hobby. You know, it's nice to have at least one around so they don't just all just go away. So we have a good place to kind of go to and hang out and talk and buy, because that's a really important part, I think, of collecting, is just that sort of that community. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you for tuning in to Radicards.com. I'm your host, Patrick Reno, and until next time, enjoy collecting. If you like this content, please subscribe. Thank you. Enjoy collecting.